Yo, what is up, guys? This is Nick or the Notorious Fantasy today, back again with another mock draft. Before I get into the mock draft, I'd like to ask you guys to go down below and click the subscribe button, or click it. It's over here too, where my mouse is. You can also go down there, click like on the video, click the notification bell so you get notified when I upload my daily videos, and also leave a comment about whatever you want. So today we're doing a 12-team half PPR mock draft on Sleeper app. You go on Google, you type in Sleeper app, and that's how you get here. They also have an app on the App Store called Sleeper if you want to do the mock draft on your phone. So, like I said, it's a half PPR, 12-team league. We're drafting at the 6 right in the middle. And the roster settings are 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, flex, kicker, defense, and 6 bench slots. So let's get right into this thing. Begin the draft. Boom. First pick off the board, Ezekiel Elliott. Second pick, Christian McCaffrey. Third pick, David Johnson, followed by Saquon Barkley and Alvin Kamara. Now, this is not the typical what usually happens. What usually happens is it's Zeke, McCaffrey, Saquon, and Alvin Kamara, no particular order, and then David Johnson goes 5 or 6, with next to Melvin Gordon or next to some receivers. Normally, that's what you're seeing, but this guy, I guess, is higher on David Johnson, this computer. I would personally, if I was at that spot, I would have picked Saquon 100% over David Johnson. But that's just my opinion. But since we're in half PPR, obviously, the receivers are better than in standard, especially guys who catch a lot of passes. And in half PPR, just like PPR, I look for backs, receiving backs, as well as receivers that get a shit ton of targets each game, like Edelman. So it is our pick. And I normally go running back here, but let's be a bit fancy and go receiver here and see how the draft goes. So it's either Hopkins or Adams. And I like Adams slightly more than Hopkins, but I'm going to go Hopkins here because I think that there's a higher chance I could pair Deshaun Watson with him if I was to go quarterback in like the 5th or 6th round than being able to pair Adams with Rodgers. And I also just want to diversify my team, so I suggest if you're playing multiple leagues, like I'm doing a shit ton of mock drafts, you should be picking. You don't necessarily want to be picking the same guys in every single league. So if you really like Devontae Adams more and you pick him in 2 leagues, then in your 3rd league pick Hopkins just to diversify. So we're gonna go DeAndre Hopkins here. After DeAndre Hopkins goes Melvin Gordon, Le'Veon Bell, followed by Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas, Joe Mixon, Juju Smith-Schuster, Julio Jones, James Conner, Todd Gurley, Odell Beckham Jr., Antonio Brown, Dalvin Cook. So now it's our pick, and there's still running backs that I like, but I want to talk about the picks here. So if I didn't go DeAndre Hopkins, I would have 100% normally have went Melvin Gordon. Nothing really weird here outside of Todd Gurley going before going this early. I think he should be going like the 4th or 5th round due to his injury of his knee. So he's a no-go for me. I'm not drafting him at the beginning of the draft, and he never falls to a point to where I feel like I could draft him. Nothing really out of the normal here, though. Besides that, pretty normal. 7 receivers have been taken, which seems pretty normal up to this point. Normally, a lot of running backs go at the beginning, obviously, because running backs usually win you the championship. So it's our pick, and this is what I normally am looking looking at when I'm in this middle pick here in the 2nd round. It's always Nick Chubb or Damian Williams, and that's a decision that is kind of hard to make necessarily because Chubb is obviously he's on the Browns. The Browns look great. People think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they may even make the playoffs this year. They may even win the AFC North, the king in the North. But it's either Chubb or Williams. Williams is also on a high tier offense, and some people view Chubb as the kind of risky because Kareem Hunt is there. And while I don't think Kareem Hunt could take his job, taking someone on such a high-powered offense like Damian Williams being on the Chiefs is so hard not to do because I do see Damian Williams being slightly better than Chubb when the year ends. But it's just such a hard decision that it's like a straight up coin flip for me. Do I want Chubb? Do I want Williams? I wouldn't take Fournette here, but I certainly might if he comes around. But I think I'm going to go with safety because I think that some of the guys in the 3rd round, the running backs that I'm taking, are slightly more riskier, and I like to avoid risk. And I think the way to avoid risk would be by going Damian Williams because he's such a good pass catcher as well. And during the playoffs, he absolutely ate, scoring so many touchdowns. So I think that just going Damian Williams here is the safer pick over Chubb, even though they're both pretty safe. So that's why we're going with Damian Williams here. Okay, so after we went Damian Williams, Adam Thielen, Travis Kelce, T.Y. Hilton, Nick Chubb, Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, Marlon Mack, Devontae Freeman, Pat Mahomes, and Josh Jacobs come off the board. So things to point out here is personally, I would go Mike Evans over Ty or Adam Thielen, strictly because I think that Tampa Bay is just going to run a shit ton of offensive plays. And I don't hate Adam Thielen or T.Y. Hilton. I think you draft those guys perfectly fine. And I don't hate that they did that, but I would have went Evans there. Travis Kelce fell to the back of the second round. Sometimes you're seeing him go in the first round or at the beginning of the second round. So he sort of fell there. And you're going to be seeing Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Zach Ertz be going in the first 4 rounds pretty much of every single draft. Unless you're in standard where maybe that won't happen. But even then, it'll probably happen. So it's our pick. We're looking at Aaron Jones, not Eric Jones. Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Kerryon Johnson. So right here, I personally like Kerryon the best out of these guys. And I think that if he can stay healthy, I know he got hurt last year, but if he stays healthy, he could be an absolute beast. I like him or Aaron Jones more than Derrick Henry personally, because I just don't trust the Titans. And I also don't really trust Detroit, which is a problem because I don't trust the coach, but I do think that they saw such greatness from him when he was on the field that I think that they just have to know that Kerryon Johnson is the true number one and that they need to hammer the ball with this guy so that Stafford doesn't have to throw it so many goddamn times and break his back or sprain his back like he did last year. So we're going Kerryon Johnson here. Boom. After we go Kerryon Johnson, Aaron Jones, Keenan Allen, Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, AJ Green, Amari Cooper, Phillip Rivers, Stephon Diggs, Zach Ertz, George Kittle, Mark Ingram, Andrew Luck go off the board. So like I said, the big 3 tight ends are gone. 2 quarterbacks have been selected. Nothing really here to point out that was pretty weird. Nothing pretty weird. I wouldn't be drafting Mark Ingram. If I'm being honest, I stay away from him. But that's some people like him. I would rather draft Justice Hill later and hope that he beats out Mark Ingram than to draft Mark Ingram himself. So it's our pick, and the receivers here are probably pretty good. We got Julian Edelman, Brandon Cooks, Woods, Galladay, all guys I like. Even if Tyreek somehow doesn't end up getting suspended for a shit ton of games, then he's definitely of value in the 4th round. But I also think there's going to be a break in how good the running backs are from here to the end of the draft. So if we don't go Chris Carson here, we're not going to be seeing a real good any real good running backs that I super like. Like I do like guys at the back of the draft, but they're not true number ones on their team. So I think here, I do like Edelman too. So this is where you're going to be looking in the draft. If you're over here, you're going to be deciding between pretty much a huge break in the running backs because I don't like Sony Michel. Kenyon Drake is okay, but I don't think he's going to fall to us. If he does, I'll be perfectly fine. So we're going to have to hope, throw it up to the guy upstairs, and hope that somehow Chris Carson or Kenyon Drake fall to us. Well, I don't think it's going to happen. We're going to do this anyways because it's half PPR and Julian Edelman is a reception machine. So we're going to go Edelman here. Boom. After Edelman goes Galladay, Chris Carson, Tyreek Hill, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, Sony Michel, Kenyon Drake, Cooper Kupp, Darius Geis, Aaron Rodgers. So we just got absolutely fucked it right in the asshole right there. Right in the goddamn kissers. Because Chris Carson went, and so did Kenny Drake. I don't want Sony Michel, and I don't want Darius Geis. So I'm okay with that. But at this point, we're not going to be going running back here. We're just going to go receiver. Because usually I preach that you go running back heavy. But when there's such value at receiver here, and you don't really like the running backs, I would advise in just waiting. So there's guys here at receiver that I like, and then once I draft one of these guys, I can just wait till the end of the draft and pick a shit ton of, or after this receiver, I don't really have to draft a receiver for a while. I could just go all running backs. So I think that's the way we're gonna do it here. So at this point, we're looking at guys like Ridley, Lockett, Mike Williams, Tyler Boyd. These are all guys I like around this range. So If I was at this pick right now in the 5th round, I'm mainly going to be looking at, I think I like Tyler Boyd as well. I don't know if I said that before. I think we're either going Boyd or Lockett. It's pretty close here for me between Boyd or Lockett because I do like both of them. And I think we're just going to go with, oh, here, wait, what is Boyd? Boyd is by 9. What about Lockett? Boyd's Boyd is by 9. Lockett's by 11. So, and both of our receivers right now are by 10. So we definitely need someone with a different buy, and they both have different buys. So we're gonna go with the upside of Tyler Lockett being the one on the team, and hoping that with the receptions that he's gonna be getting peppered with, we're gonna hope that he catches a shit ton of passes and scores the touchdowns that we need. I wouldn't mind going Boyd here, but I'd rather get the one on a team than the two. The one being the wide receiver one on the team, Lockett, rather than the wide receiver two on the team of Tyler Boyd, even though I do think that AJ Green will end up getting hurt eventually. So we're going to end up going Lockett here. I also like Ridley, but I think I like these guys slightly more. So we're going to go Lockett here. After we go Lockett, OJ Howard comes off the board, Chris Godwin, Calvin Ridley, Juice Landry, Tevin Coleman, Deshaun Watson, Hunter Henry, Mike Williams, Sammy Watkins, Tariq Cohen, Baker Mayfield, Tyler Boyd. So if Boyd was to fall into us, that may have been our pick. But at this moment, 5 quarterbacks have came off the board out of the 12 teams. So we're going to be waiting on quarterback, obviously, and a lot of the top tight ends have gone. And if we want to get Evan Ingram, I think we would have to pick him here. But I think, personally, I'm willing to wait. I think. See, it's such a toss-up here because I want to get both Penny and Lamar Miller in this situation, but I don't think, or Darrell Henderson, but I don't think I can get all of them if I go Evan Ingram here. But at the same time, Evan Ingram is such a good tight end that if I don't end up getting Vance in the 8th or the 9th, I'm going to be disappointed. But you can always fill in at tight end randomly and hope that they do good because all I need to do is score a touchdown. So we're going to go with the running back that I like here, which is we're going to go with Lamar Miller here. Lamar Miller is not even a sexy pick. I usually advise in going against picking him, but in this situation, we need a guy to fill in for our 2 starting running backs I'm confident with week in, week out being pretty good unless they get hurt. So I think Lamar Miller will put up a solid. He'll end up being a top 12 running back at the end of the year, like he always is, or top 24 running back, like he always is, and just he's gonna have just a year where you don't notice him being sexy. He's not a sexy name. He's just an okay name, but he's a sneaky 6th round pick, and I think that in this situation, if we were to have had 3 running backs right now, I would have avoided it. But since we have 3 receivers, I like to have safety and he's very safe. So we're gonna go with Lamar Miller here. After we go Lamar Miller, Evan Ingram goes, so he does not fall to us. DJ Moore, James White, Alshon Jeffrey, Eric Ebron, Matt Ryan, Rashad Penny, Darrell Henderson, Allen Robinson, Jordan Howard, and thank Jesus himself that Latavius Murray fell to us because I would have been absolutely pissed after Rashad Penny and Darrell Henderson goes. So now, I believe 6 teams now. Half of the teams in this league have a quarterback. But that does not matter because we want Latavius Murray here. Latavius Murray this year, if Alvin Kamara is to get hurt, he's going to be a top 12 running back in fantasy. He's going to be an RB1. And even without Alvin Kamara getting hurt, he's still going to be a guy that I can throw in my flex and be pretty confident that he's going to put up a solid week. And he's also pretty safe, just like Lamar Miller. And with the later picks, we're going to go guys that aren't as safe but have pretty high upside. So I like him more than Sanders, definitely more than Hunt. So we're going to go with Latavius Murray here. I would have preferred to get Henderson or Penny, but it's okay. After we went Latavius Murray, Robbie Anderson comes off the board, Will Fuller, Drew Brees, Carson Wentz, Jared Cook, Miles Sanders, Chicago defense, Russell Wilson, Dante Pettis, N'Keal Harry, Christian Kirk, Kareem Hunt, and then this is our pick. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of the 12 teams have a quarterback. Someone drafted defense. That guy's an idiot. I can understand reaching for the Bears if you reach in like the 12th round or the 13th round, but picking the Bears in the 8th round is just not worth it. highly advise against that, and I will show you at the end of the video how to draft a defense and how to figure that out. But also, I'd like to ask now, since I'm already bringing this up, just leave a comment down below, click that subscribe button, click like. You know, we're like halfway through the video, and I hope you guys are enjoying. So, I just tapped my microphone on accident. Sorry if I just destroyed your ears, but it is our pick, and we are going to be going running back, obviously, because we love them running backs, and we have 3 solid receivers, and we go receiver later. So we're going to be going running back here, unless I think Vance might go here. I think if we don't pick Vance here, he will not make it back to the next round. So we're going to go Vance here. Vance is a guy I like because he's going to be getting some of those targets that we're going to AB, and he was even solid last year not getting that. And I think this year, if he just puts up the touchdowns, he's a big target that Big Ben can hit in the end zone, and I just gotta hope that he gets those touchdowns. And I like him a lot more than Njoku, Hawkinson, Walker, Hooper. I feel like there's a big fallout there from Vance. Even though I like David Njoku last year, but now there's just too many mouths to feed in the Browns offense, or on the Browns offense. So I don't really want to go Njoku. I'd rather go Vance. So we're going to go Vance refrigeration here. Boom. Okay, after we go Vance, Royce Freeman comes off the board, followed by Geronimo Allison, David Njoku, LaShawn McCoy, Marvin Jones, Corey Davis, Sterling Shepard, Jared Goff, Kyler Murray, Ronald Jones. Now it seems like every single team has a quarterback, and this guy's a backup quarterback, so we're going to need to be going quarterback soon. And something to point out here after our pick is that LaShawn McCoy went. Don't draft LaShawn McCoy. He is going to get cut or going to be shit. It's not worth the pick. But also Corey Davis went, and I don't like Corey Davis. I advise in not picking him. I explain this in every video, but he gets peppered with targets, and he absolutely still sucks even getting that. And the Tennessee offense is not very good. Sterling Shepard got picked next. I don't really like him, but I can see the upside because he could be the one on the Giants, and obviously in the 9th round, getting a one receiver on the team is ideal. So I don't hate the pick. 1 second. Sorry, I had to itch my ear. But Sterling Shepard went, and I don't really, like I just said, I don't really hate him. I don't really love him. I used to hate him. Now I kind of like him. But he's just okay. I wouldn't feel bad drafting him, especially here, because he could end up being super good. But I just don't like Eli or Daniel Jones enough to really be feeling that pick. So it's our pick again, and we have two running backs, 4 running backs, and 3 receivers. So we definitely have to go running back here. And the running backs at this point kind of suck ass because we missed out on Royce and Ronald Jones due to picking Vance McDonald. Will that be worth it? We'll see at the end of the draft. But right here, we're going to go Jalen Samuels strictly because he's going to be a pass catching. He's a pass catching back. He's going to get some touches when James Conner is tired. And he's also going to be getting touches because he might be running I think he's going to be running as a receiver in certain situations and as a tight end in certain situations, and I like that upside, especially being the 5th running back we pick. So we're going to go Jalen Samuels here. I like him a lot more than McKinnon. I don't really trust McKinnon. So we're going to go Jalen Samuels. After Jalen Samuels goes Cortland Sutton, Phillip Rivers, Larry Fitz, DK Metcalf, McCall Hardman, Cam Newton, Doug Baldwin, Jerick McKinnon, Carlos Hyde, Donta Foreman, LA Rams defense. Adrian Peterson. What an idiot picking the LA Rams defense, by the way. Like I said, if the only defense you can actually reach for is the Bears, don't reach for any other defense. Picking the Rams here is just a stupid move. Just stream your defense. So, nothing else here to point out that was super weird. I would not pick Adrian Peterson because I don't want anyone on the Washington backfield. One of them is going to end up probably being good, I would think, or they're just going to end up all being in an absolute trap of mediocrity. But Carlos Hyde also, you don't want that guy. I have Damian Williams. I wouldn't even touch that guy. So I don't think he's going to even threaten Damian Williams for the job. And I don't really think unless Damian Williams gets hurt, then Carlos Hyde would probably be okay. But even then, I think they just bring in another back to run with Carlos Hyde. I'm not very scared of Damian Williams' job being stolen in the slightest. So it's our pick. And we're going to go running back and then start picking some receivers or quarterback. So we're going to go here with Peyton Barber. Peyton Barber could be the one on Tampa. It could be Ronald Jones. I don't know. But we're going to go with Peyton Barber here. I feel like he's the most upside out of all these guys, even though I do like Eckler. I don't like Eckler as much if Melvin Gordon is to get, even if Melvin Gordon is to get hurt, he's still going to get the receptions, but Justin Jackson might be his true handcuff, in my opinion. But we're going to go Peyton Barber here. After Payne Barber, Eckler comes off the board, followed by Ito Smith, Jameis Winston, Golden Tate, D.D. Westbrook, James Washington, Emmanuel Sanders, the other LA defense, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Big Ben Roethlisberger. So, out of those picks, nothing really weird based upon ADP, but the weirdest thing about it is James Washington. I don't think you should draft him. I think if you're going to go with a receiver from Pittsburgh that's not Juju, you should go with Moncrief, in my opinion. I think Moncrief's better than James Washington and will end up being the wide receiver 2 on that team. So now it's our pick, and we're going to go receiver here because we only have 3 receivers on the team. So we're going to go Kiki, Do You Love Me, Cootie. Kiki put up some solid weeks last year when he was healthy, and he's just a guy I like, and I will be picking a lot because if Will Fuller gets healthy or gets hurt, which is pretty much inevitable, he stays getting hurt every season. That I think Kiki will end up being the 2 probably at the back half of the season after Fuller gets hurt, and that's just huge upside on such a high-powered offense like Houston. And I even as the 3, he will also do pretty good. I also like Curtis Samuel here, but I will go Kiki over Curtis Samuel. I would have preferred to get MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, but he went before that. So after we picked Kiki, Jacksonville defense comes off the board, followed by Trey Burton, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Deshaun Jackson, Rob Gronkowski, Curtis Samuel, Baltimore Ravens defense, Devin Singletary, Damian Harris, TJ Hawkinson, Dak Prescott. So us not picking a quarterback up to this point has kind of been fucked because they picked pretty much every single guy I would have been looking for here. I would have been looking for, usually I look for guys like Kyler Murray, Jameis Winston, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen. But now we're stuck with the only other guy I normally look at, which is Lamar Jackson, and we need to pray and hope that he learns how to throw the ball correctly. But even if he does not learn how to throw the ball correctly and still throws it like shit, just like last year, you're still going to be getting that upside of his rushing, and rushing quarterbacks are cheat codes in fantasy, as you most likely know, because when you throw the ball in most fantasy leagues, for 1 point, to get 1 point takes 25 receiving yards or throwing yards, but to get 1 point for rushing, it only takes 10 rushing yards. So rushing quarterbacks are just disgusting because they get all those rushing points the same way that running backs get them. It doesn't take 25 rushing yards to get 1 point; it only takes 10. So that's why I like Lamar Jackson. He's also going to get those rushing touchdowns. Hopefully, I don't think he's going to run it as much as last year, obviously, because he was running it at an alarming rate. That guy, I'm surprised he didn't get injured rushing that much, but I still think he's definitely going to rush. He's definitely, hopefully, going to get better as a passer. And if he just gets slightly better as a passer, he could be a great fantasy option here. So we're going to go Lamar Jackson, and I don't think we're going to back him up, but maybe we will because if there's someone here that I like that has a different buy than him, then maybe we'll back him up just in case. Normally, I don't pick backup quarterbacks in like 10 or 12 team leagues, but in 12 team or 14 team leagues, I'm more likely to back them up because the guys on the waiver wire are not as good. Whereas when you're in like an 8 or 10 team league, you definitely don't need to back them up because there's going to be so many guys on the wire that you would love to have on your team. So we're going to go Lamar Jackson here. Put that one in the books. I explained it too much already. Lamar Jackson. I even have a video on my channel about him. You can look it up. It's called Lamar Jackson Sleeper, and it's quarterback sleeper video. There's a bunch of sleepers there. I can even leave it in the description. Maybe it's there. Maybe it's not. So let's go Lamar Jackson. After Lamar Jackson, Devin Funchess, Jay Ajayi, Delaney Walker, Minnesota defense, Kirk Cousins, Alexander Madison, Jimmy Garoppolo, Anthony Miller, Greg Zuerlein, Tyrell Williams. So now it's our pick, and we have one bench spot left before we pick our kicker and defense. So I guess we might want to back up our quarterback, and we're going to go with probably someone that has super high upside because they're my backup, and I am pretty content with having Lamar Jackson on my team. So we're probably going to go with, the guy I wanted, Big Ben, is not here. So we're probably going to go with upside. And you want to know who screams upside? Guys who run the ball, just like Mitchell Trubisky. Kiss those goddamn titties, Mr. Trubisky. We're going to go with him because he had some solid fantasy weeks last year, I believe. I had him 36, 21, 31, 27, 43. He had some solid fucking games. So we're going to go with him. I think he's still. I wouldn't want him if I just drafted Trubisky. I would not be confident at all if he was the only guy I had. But since I have Lamar Jackson, I feel more confident in him. He's a running guy. He had flashes of looking like an elite quarterback last year, like that one where he ran out of the pocket, scrambled, and threw an absolute dime to one of those receivers there. Could have been Anthony Miller. I honestly don't even remember who it was, but it was a certified dot. And guys that run are obviously cheat codes in fantasy for the quarterback, like I explained for Lamar Jackson. And I like Mitchell Trubisky more than Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford isn't even on a team, so I don't even know how it recommends that you pick him. Uh, Derek Carr, I don't really trust. Like Foles would be the only other high upside guy I pick, or I would pick Fitzpatrick and just start him for the first 3 weeks because that dude's absolutely nasty for the first 3 weeks of the fantasy season every single year. Like, let's just click on him real quick. I'm not actually gonna pick him. Look at this: 42, 29, 25. That's fucking disgusting. That dude's a god the first 3 weeks. So, we're to go Trubisky. After Trubisky goes Austin Hooper, Dante Moncrief. Just like I said earlier, I'd pick Moncrief over James Washington, Justin Tucker, Chris Thompson, Paris Campbell, Matt Breida. So now we're going to talk about guys that are actual players being picked because I don't care about kickers and defenses. But the way you pick a defense, I'm going to explain now, is you type into Google NFL schedule pocket version, or you just go on the NFL website and look at the week 1 schedule. And you're going to be like, okay, who plays an easy offense week 1? And then you're going to be like, okay, who do they play week 2? And if they play someone good week 2, then that's fine. But if they don't, you just you draft the defense that has the easiest week 1 opponent on offense. And then you just drop them if they have a hard week 2, and then you go on to the waiver wire and pick up a new one by doing the same thing of looking against a shitty offense. And I'll make videos about this later. I'll probably even make a how to draft defenses in fantasy video, but I'll also be probably releasing every single week a video on which defenses I would stream. So you should probably subscribe now. Click the notification bell so you get those videos during the season, so you can help get that. I can help you get that championship that you so much desire. I know I desire that championship, and I go fucking get it. So we're going Dallas Cowboys defense because they're the highest ranked. A bunch of kickers are going to go here. Kickers and defenses should be. And people who picked a kicker or defense are going to pick real players. Greg Olsen, Deshaun Hamilton, Marquise Brown. Deshaun Hamilton's a solid player. And if you're going to be picking out of nowhere tight ends, like if you're picking a shit tight end and you pick a backup tight end, Greg Olsen's a fine backup as long as this guy has a starting tight end. This guy's only tight end. I think, yeah, that guy's pretty fucked. I would not want Greg Olsen as my only tight end. But now we go kicker, and the way you pick a kicker is by Googling kicker rankings and then finding someone who actually gives a fuck about the kickers and doesn't want to remove them from the leagues. So we're going to go Mason Crosby here because he's on the Packers. And he's pretty good. He's been good in years past. So we've picked Crosby, and then Naheem Hines is picked, Darwin Thompson, Marquise Goodwin, kicker. Sorry. And then Kalen Ballage, Justice Hill. So, thank you guys. Oh, wait, actually, before I thank you guys for watching the video, we're going to go over our team. So, we finished with Lamar Jackson and our starting quarterback. Our 2 starting running backs are Damian Williams, Kerryon Johnson. Our 2 starting receivers are DeAndre Hopkins, Julian Edelman. Our starting tight end, Vance McDonald. Starting wide receiver, running back, or tight end, the flex, is Tyler Lockett. Our kicker and defense don't matter. Our bench is Lamar Miller, Latavius Murray, Jalen Samuels, Peyton Barber, Kiki Kuti, Mitchell Trubisky. So thank you guys all for watching the video. I hope you guys click that subscribe button. I hope you have a great day. I hope you'll leave a comment for me too. Anything you want, whatever it be. So have a great goddamn day. Happy Sunday. See you fuckers on Monday. Welcome to July too. So I think tomorrow is July. I'm pretty sure. Have a day.